one of the TV stations locally had their computer system hacked.
They're all across the country. I mean,
Yes.
their entire company has been ransomwared.
Yes, which is a real concern these days.
Yeah.
You hear about it once a few years ago. You go, all right, huh? What? Come on. Mm-hmm. Then you start hearing about it, like pipelines and stuff start to get hacked. I don't pretend to know anything about it, except I know sometimes it's Russian hackers will do that, and they'll want Bitcoin or whatever it might be. And, now I'm starting to get into it. Now I'm like, all right, enough of this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Wow.
Come on. We're not going to do this anymore.
Enough. Haven't they fixed this?
Exactly.
Way to get into it.
Enough
of this.
Like, come on now. We're not going to be able to.
You standing on your yard and doing this? Enough of this.
We can't function as a society if you hackers are going to keep on worming into things, causing problems all over the place. It's just not sustainable. We're just not going to have this, okay? So let's go ahead and stop it, cut it out. But I said, Biggie was talking about, and Kristen was saying, yeah, many TV stations, including one of them locally here, it's been hacked into. So Kristen watched the local news last night.
I felt bad for him because they have, we're so used to watching television news, especially local news, with graphics all over the screen.
That's right.
The logo of the station, the
Yes.
name of the person you're seeing.
That's right.
The type of, a summary of the story that they're talking about.
That's right.
None of that was on there. That's all gone. And the teleprompter was gone. The poor anchor was just kind of reading off of her laptop and looking up occasionally to try to make eye contact. You don't realize how different that is until you see it.
Yeah, I'm sure, with no words on the screen. They don't have a graphics.
It's just a woman at a desk.
Right. So, like everything else, of course, we have computers in front of us. It's all the audio and stuff, play the music, all that comes off of computers, like everything else. So Biggie said, boy, that must be a real struggle for them. I would hate for that to happen to us. And I said, bring it.
Oh, no. No filter, Kelly. He's hitched up his britch and he's ready for the hackers.
I said, bring it. Let them try.
I said, please don't do this to us.
I know. Biggie's like, no.
This is one time where you say, stay in your own lane.
You're saying that, Biggie, to Kelly.
Yeah.
Because I think that with our meager budgets,
right,
I'm sure our defenses are not as strong as, let's say.
Okay, all right.
The pipeline.
Yeah.
The Colonial Gasoline pipeline.
Yeah.
Okay. What I said was...
Or an IBM.
I said, if that happened to us, we'd come in here and do the same thing we always do.
You, the listener, would not notice.
We wouldn't even notice.
Oh, you noticed. One of us would be panicked. What are we going to do? I can't hit play on anything. I won't play. Biggie, fix it. I can't.
So Biggie said, shut your pie hole. This is not,
please.
Do not even pretend that we'd be able to survive something like that.
Let me just say this. I don't even think it would take Russians to hack us. I think a 15-year-old sitting at his computer for funsies could do it.
I said, I'd like to just see him try. And Biggie said, whatever
Please
you
stop
do,
saying that.
Shut up.
Hit us with your best shot.
Fire
Please.
away.
God, stop saying that.
No, we don't want that.
And
to
we're
happen.
not. And if you do breach, we're not negotiating.
We're not gonna,
we don't have any Bitcoin to give you.
We're not. Gonna,
we don't even know where to buy it.
No, we're not going to negotiate with terrorists. That's what some of these companies do. They say, "Oh, we'll just give it to you. You're not going to get a red Bitcoin out of us."
That's what it was. I think years ago when we first started hearing about this, it was hotels, right? Like
That's
hotel
right.
chains.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they just, like Hilton or Marriott's like, all right,
Let's just pay it.
Mm-hmm.
So that always, too, it reminds, because it's like $1 million in Bitcoin, and sometimes after the fact, they'll say, well, the hotel would have paid more. That's just to quickly get rid of them. They'll go ahead
rather than disrupt service.
Yeah. It's amazing how much money they must make because we're just here, quick, just take it.
And there's lots of times where the companies I hear do want to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the FBI and the government are like, no, don't. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We have to get back to business.
Yes.
So here, they can have, if they want 3 million Bitcoin, here, take it. Yeah. Give us our stuff back. But it's the FBI, the government. Obviously, they don't want them to pay, so they can try to catch these people. But for the businesses, it's like, it's easier for me to pay this now and have my stuff back in 5 days than wait a month for you to try to figure it out.
What a position to be in. But when you pay it, you're trusting the people that hacked you to give you back your control.
And most times, that it takes them, they will give it back to you, but it'll take like another week or so. They won't give it all back at once.
I just had a discussion about this with some very high-level people here in our industry. It was the littlest patriot.
Oh, God.
And
you two, I'm sure he's all worked up over hacking too. You two would be on the same thing. Bring it, do it.
I don't know. Littlest Patriot is a little more defensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's a little more wary of the world.
Okay.
And I was saying what I just said. How can you trust hackers, criminals, to give you back your stuff? And he said, and this makes perfect sense. He says they give it back. They give you back control of your computer operations. Because if they don't, the next time they hack, they won't be trusted. And they'll hack again. They'll do another company, and the second company would say, "Well, wait a minute, we can't negotiate with them. We can't pay them because they won't play right."
If memory serves, we've had, like you said, Kelly, what, half dozen to a dozen of these stories, big enough to make the news.
Yeah.
They always restore the service.
They do.
And once they get paid, they say,
do.
"Okay, fine.
Yeah,
it's yours again."
It's cause they move on to another target, and if they don't do what they say they're going to do the first time, they won't get paid. All they're about's money. They just want to get paid. Let me tell you something. We're going to put an end to this darn thing.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Okay, somebody's going to put an end.
But the universal way,
we're going to put an end to this thing, and we just can't have. We cannot have a bunch of hackers hacking into computers. It's fine. I finally set up and said, "Okay, that's it."
Oh, I'm involved now, folks.
Listen, when it happened to the affiliate here, the ABC affiliate, and I said, "No more of this. These are my colleagues. These are my brethren in broadcasting."
This is a line in the sand.
You don't cross broadcasters. You don't cross over the air broadcasters. That's my team. All right.
Please don't hack us.
I'm up in arms about this thing. T-Bone wants to get in on this. T-Bone, go ahead.
Hey, good morning. I work for a big garbage company, throughout the United States and Canada. And I came in last Monday, and we had a zero copy of a route sheet from the week before. And they said that I didn't know what was going on, but then they said we were hacked, and our computers and our phones still aren't up a week and a half later.
Unbelievable.
Really?
And it's gonna be a big mess, once the phones and computers get back up, because I'm sure all these people are trying to call in and get extra pickups and all different kind of things they call them with complaints and everything, and everything's been on hold for like a week. Well, since over a week.
Unreal.
I did not know.
It's unreal. I mean, I guess
your billing cycle's all messed up. Everything.
Yeah. And no industry is immune.
Safe.
No
right.
industry. Thank you, T-Bone. Well, I hope it gets back and running up for you soon.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Good to talk to you. Yeah, exactly.
Listen to you. Bring it. You've never, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you've never been more wrong. And you've been wrong
Wait a minute.
a lot.
Wait a minute. Remember now, I'm on very little sleep. I'm staying up. I'm staying up late. I'm watching sports.
What time did the game end? Your game
Well,
end?
I actually I got to bed about 10 o'clock last night because the Red Sox went up 9-0 in the third inning, and I thought, okay.
Oh, that early?
Oh, yeah. Oh. They got 6 in the second. They scored 6 runs in the second inning. By the third, it was 9-0. Astros made it 9-3, and I thought, all right, I feel like this one's salted away. So I went on to bed, and they did.
Did you watch it this morning?
Yes, I got up this morning and watched
what you'd missed.
Key plays. I'll tell you something about. I'm not going to sit here and give a plug to YouTube TV. Well, I guess I am. But what they.
But.
You know what they do?
What they're doing is spectacular.
I've really totally forgotten what plugs are. I guess I don't even know. But here's what they do, and this is pretty good. If you record a game on YouTube TV, which I have now, the next day or whenever you play it back, it'll say like, okay, Red Sox, Astros, and it'll say, start from beginning, resume from the last time you watched it, or catch up with key plays. And so,
really?
Yes, so it will show.
Okay, that's nice.
It took me about 3 minutes, and it shows basically every critical play. And,
wow.
And you're done.
Yeah.
And you're done. So you watch the
game.
game.
So no pitching changes, no throws to first.
No. All base hits that score runs. That's all it is.
Wow.
And if you do football, it's like touchdowns. They show and long plays or turnovers. It's
never would have thought.
It's pretty good, and it'll say 24 key plays. Here's 1 of 24, and it's the first inning, and then it's 2 of 24, and it's the bottom.
Can you rewind those?
Yes, you can. You can go back.
You
on
can
those.
pause, rewind that highlight package.
Yes, you can. It's that was a pretty nice feature that I
Man,
just
I hope it
discovered.
doesn't get hacked during the World Series.
Golly, that
A YouTube ransomware?
a YouTube ransomware.
That would bring the country to its knees.
Yeah,
That
and-
and TikTok.
Boy, it would.
Gosh, and you just out here just trying to flame them.
Bring it on, Russia.
Before, I want to beg to the hackers and remind them that this is the same man who once yelled into the air at an Xbox.
I did. That's a fact. I have done that.
Oh, at your son's.
When your son there was someone cussing and you went in and just kept yelling, "Stop it!"
More than cussing. That was.
Oh, they trash talked you.
That's probably the most frustrating thing that's ever happened to me dealing with parenting and or technology. My son, who was about 12, was playing on an Xbox, and I went in there saying something, and a disembodied voice said, "Hey, old man, what are you?" And I was like, "What? Who?
Oh, what?
What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's coming from the computer." I said, "Who is that?" He's like, "I don't know." And I said, "I want to know who you are." He goes, "I bet you do, you pervert." And I said, "I want to know who and where you are right this instant."
How old are you? What, do you like them young, you
Yeah,
creep?
That's what he said.
I bet you would like to know where I am.
I was like punching the air. I couldn't believe it. And my son and all his, he had guys on there he knew, and they all got quiet, and my son did too. And I said, "Who's this talking to me?" And they were like, "We don't know, sir. We don't know." And,
Sir.
And he goes, "I bet you would like to know, wouldn't you? You're a big prevert." He kept calling me that. He's like, "Come on, perv. Where are you?" And I was just like, "Oh, man."
Let me get my hands on you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what you want.
God. Yes. That's when I knew I had lost the war. You're right. A hacking of TikTok or something like that.
And yet here you are
I know.
going, bring it.
Well, maybe we should go back to the old pen and paper days, not computerizing all this stuff. That's I read about that a few years ago. That was some government said we're going to go back to doing everything on typewriters and paper because it's too easy to get hacked.
Yeah.
It was the spy agencies, right? Or
Yes,
intelligence agencies?
The intelligence agencies said that we'll go back to doing things like the old way because it's so easy to get into to be hacked.
I can't say I blame them.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know anything about it, but it does seem to be I bet it's a problem that continues to grow and grow. Or will the FBI and the agencies like that get a handle on it somehow? I don't know. We're always one step behind.
Yeah, it always seems like, the people who were at the cutting edge of technology, they're way ahead of all of us.
And they're some of them try to do harm. They're try to do it the wrong way. They're criminals, of course. My goodness. And that's not even obviously one of the top 5 stories today. We always get right before this program an email from an old mentor. It says, "Here's what America's talking about." We are 2 for 5 today, but one of them I have to admit that I have here. Chris Demm has already quietly said, "You're not doing that, are you?"
Really?
I looked at it. I said, "Let's see. We're 2 for 5." And he said, "As long as it's not that Kanye West nonsense."
Oh, no, yeah.
I was like,
You fell for that?
Well, he changed his name, Kanye.
He didn't
Kanye.
change his
Kanye
name.
changed his name. He changed his name.
Ugh,
Kanye. It's Kanye West. I don't know much about Kanye West. I'm not a Kanye West person. I don't know that much about. I know he does things that are a little, what's the word? Out of kilter sometimes. He'll do some off the grid type of stuff.
Yeah, he
I
has.
think he's clinically mentally ill.
Yes, that's what I was going to say as well.
Lives in a stadium for a while there, and those types of things.
And to generations, the most talented rapper that's ever been.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think that's the case, Biggie? Rap.
I don't think he's the most talented that's ever been. I think he has had his time where he has put out great music. I think that time has passed.
Really? The new stuff's not as good?
Not for years.
Really?
Yeah, that's just me, though.
Now he's coasting on, crazy things he says, and
No, yeah. Well, he's a fashion. I mean, he has a fashion empire. That's what's made him his. I mean, he's worth $1 billion. That's where the money's come from.
The shoes,
yeah, and now he's got to deal with, I believe, the Gap coming back. I mean, he does more than shoes. He does, clothes as well. So that's where his money is coming from now. So he has the money to keep doing music stuff, basically.
Yesterday, he officially changed his name from Kanye West to Ye in a Los Angeles Superior Court. A judge did sign off on this. His name now is Ye, which he explained 3 years ago in an interview that he was going to do that.
I believe Ye is the most commonly used word in the Bible, and in the Bible it means you. So it's I'm you, I'm us. It's us. It went from being Kanye, which means the only one, to just Ye, just being a reflection of our good, our bad, our confused, everything. That I'm just more of a reflection of who we are, just as beings.
So when I said to Chris Demm, I got the number one story here on the lead. Chris Demm said, "You're not falling for that Kanye West mess, are you?" Yeah,
I am.
That's the first one, right there.
I actually already printed it.
What's latest on Puff Daddy? What's he changed his name to?
I'm not gonna. I won't.
Utter irrelevance.
I actually have it here.
Utter irrelevance, according to Chris Demm. All right.
I mean, the musings of a certified mentally ill man.
Yes.
He is certified mentally ill. That is true.
All right. Okay. I think that's probably. I think you're right about that.
Maybe someone could hack this.
Haiti, not touching it with a I don't know anything about Haiti.
Just let me leave it in the world in 60.
You have it in the world in 60 seconds.
Just let me leave it there.
Okay.
There's not much you know.
North Korea fired a ballistic missile from its eastern coast. Again, I didn't even realize that.
Did you see the story about China and their missile?
Yes.
I only skimmed it yesterday, and of course, officially, the nation is denying it. But the belief is, or the suspicion is, that they've got a missile that can travel around the world.
Yeah, I did read that.
Circle the globe.
Now that's a bothersome thing too, isn't it? Because you never really know what they're going to do. Do you have a missile?
Yeah,
that can
they need
circle
us.
it?
Of course,
well,
we
they
need
do.
them.
That's right. That's right. So.
For now.
To the two big bullies on the block.
We need each other for now.
Exactly right.
Do you think when they set it off and it kept going and went all the way around, they were like, well, that went farther than expected?
Trying to lob it into the sea.
As every country's like, what is that?
Nothing. It's just a star. It's a satellite.
Yeah, it's a missile.
Did you put gas in it too? I put gas in it.
All the way around the earth. They were guys, we were surprised as anybody else. You could have knocked us over with a feather on this thing. On a personal note, I'm wearing a new clinical deodorant that my wife has purchased for me, but I think it's too strong.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Well, my wife says I have to have it because now I'm starting to stink.
Your odorous orungus?
Yeah, it's really bad now. My daughter says that too. But I notice a real difference. I've been wearing it for the last few days, and to me, it's too strong. I can smell myself. Like, I always go to the gym after here, and I could really smell it yesterday. And when I take a shower afterwards, if I'm washing my pits, it's like a dry patch. It's like you hit a patch that is so dry. It's really different.
So it's still there, you think?
I do, because I can definitely. It's like when it's everything's smooth with soap on it, and then you get to your armpit and it's rough. And
is it a solid stick?
It's a stick, and you turn the bottom of it, and like goo comes up between little holes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah.
And I like the smell, okay, but it's really pungent.
What's the brand?
It's Old Spice. She got it. It's over the counter stuff, but it's I felt like
I'll have to give him a plug.
I don't want to plug. I'm not going to sit here and shill for YouTube TV and Old Spice, all right?
I think that Chris Demm was looking for something more clinical.
Oh, no.
Well, you said I've tried a new clinical deodorant.
Old Spice.
Well, it says Old Spice Clinical on it.
All right, yeah, right.
And then it's, but it's totally, it's completely,
okay.
It's completely different.
The guy in the commercial's wearing a lab coat.
Never seen anything like it. It's completely different than anything I've ever tried.
Well, what you don't want is to shut down your pores.
No, I don't.
Are you using it properly?
I think so. I think I'm putting
I can't believe I'm asking a grown man that.
I'm rubbing it on just like usual, but I have started to feel bad. Do you think it shut down my pores? I'm feeling lethargic.
Yeah.
I think it might.
I don't know if lethargy is one of the symptoms, but
I think because I'm not sweating. Like at the end of the gym workout, my whole body is wet except the arms, except the arms.
Yeah.
I think it's causing a problem.
It might be a little too much.
It could be.
We're supposed to sweat.
It could be. You might be exactly right. Oh, and then I had to go I went to see Landon yesterday. My friend Landon from Stretch Zone.
Oh, yeah, the stretch
day.
I'm not going to sit here and give my plug. All right? It was Stretch Day. I like to stretch myself out once a week. And Stretch Zone, it is really good. I've met this guy, Landon, who's really great. He used to play Division III football.
Yeah.
Remember last time I said I'd give him a pass, even though he had a tattoo, which I don't love tattoos, on the inside of his bicep. And he said, yeah, I heard you talking about my tattoo. And I said, oh, yeah, this and that. And we're joking around. He's like, it's the date of my father's passing. I was like, oh, okay, right.
Yeah, you're still trash.
Yeah.
But I love you.
I do love it.
Yeah, trash people, but what are you going to do? That's just how I feel.
approve.
Salad
He said, I heard you don't love tattoos. Like, I don't. He's like, it's the date of my father. I said, oh, okay.
Did
my
he
God.
notice your new scent?
He didn't say anything, but I think he did. I also,
I want to smell pretty for him.
yeah.
I'm gonna say his eyes didn't start to water, did they? Excuse me, I gotta go.
And it was the first time I wanted to smell pretty, and I put on socks with no holes. I bought some new socks for
Look
Landon.
at you.
I said, this is for you, Landon. And at the end of the stretch, Landon said, I noticed there were no holes in your socks today. And on the way to the car, I was like, he noticed.
All right.
It was really nice.
Not to give Bombas a plug.
No, I'm not going to sit here and plug Puma or Bombas
Old Spice.
or Old Spice.